comment section going here. 1 second. Come on. Alright, hold on, folks. Getting on this section. Pop this out. I wonder if we can pop that comment section out. Yes. Make that comment section large and in charge, huh? There we go. Okay. Let's get this up here where we can see everything. Yeah, I know, right? Hopefully we're good to go tonight, because it'd be really nice if it wouldn't freaking shut up. Stop this bullshit. All right. Okay. Well, it is saying it's still 90, but the temperature's dropping considerably. So, we'll see. We'll see. Let me fix this real quick here. Let me get It's still pretty hot out, but I think we're gonna get a better. We're cooler, we really are. Heat's great. I mean, it could be that this thermometer maybe not as accurate. It's pretty accurate though. It's probably 90 in here, right? And so it's considerably cooler out there. That's what we have all the equipment out pretty much outside the shop. And so we're getting a good thing. Now, before I get started though, I want to say that we're going to be having, in August we're doing mosaic, canister, Damascus. And basically, we're also going to be having a build that is very redneckery. We're going to be building a cooling box for the cameras. So basically what that means is that it's a box that'll hold ice with a fan in the back that's blowing cool air over the camera itself. And the hopes is that, I mean, maybe not loose ice, but like bagged ice, you know? The hopes is that we can get the camera in here, and that those fans and the ice and the cooling effect is enough to keep the camera from overheating. We're going to do a whole build on that. Now, that might be in August, depending on how good and how fast our mosaic goes. I have these two billets to put together, forge together, and then make a whole nother one. So, see, I don't know. We'll see what it says here. I got my, let me get this thing kind of sorted out here. I do like to see my pretty face. Damn it. Kind of make sure the feed's still going good. Sometimes that's the only way I really know if it's going good or not. So I have the feed going over top of the chat box so I can see you guys. And hopefully we don't have any lag, because right now it's only a few seconds of wait time before what happens here is happening there. It's like a second or two. So that'd be good. So let's go over what we did here. We made this knife last night. It's going to turn out to be a good one. All right. The first live feed we did this one. This one, we're going to take this lovely piece of 1075 and we're going to build a Hidden Tang Utility Skinner out of it. First though, I need to get my chew open. So we'll use this dull knife here with no edge on it, because I just trimmed my thumbnails. Can't stand long thumbnails. So, even though they do come in handy when you're opening a can of chew, or scratching your ear, or scratching your ass, you know, who knows. But it's a process for this. I want to get this to where we're fitting a handle tonight, but we'll see where we get to. They turned out pretty good there, Dan. They really did. So far. That flame looked closer to me than it really was. I mean, it was right here, but we're good. Okay, so the idea is that we're going to be doing a Hidden Tang. Now, Hidden Tang, we're doing it on this. We'll make a ricasso area on it basically, and then everything else is just maybe straight tang. And then we take and find a piece of wood, drill a hole in it, pile a hole in it, and burn that freaking tang in there. And then the rest is onto the grinder. Like these, it's a lot of stupid shit that you have to have go on. Right, it's one way to trim my beard. When you're at the grinder, and it's really boring and stuff. That's why I don't show it a lot of it in my videos. It's mainly just snippets here and there. We'll do the same. We're not gonna show grinding on these. We're not gonna show the grinding on this, and we're probably not gonna show the shaping. Now, if you want to learn how to do that, just wait for my master class videos coming out. In 2025, January 2025, we'll go into in-depth, in whatever video that is, on how I grind and how I would teach you to grind if you were standing right next to me. Alright? So, we're going to get those shot and recorded, and then out and about. Now, those of you coming from Patreon, Billy Earl, I didn't have very many. I have no problem saying that. We have Billy Earls, we have Daniel Blackburn, and we have Ben Cook. Now, Ben Cook is an accomplished smith unto his own. You know, he can easily teach classes and do all that stuff. The fact is that he probably isn't going to partake in the stuff. But those two are going to get the URLs as soon as they're uploaded, okay? So we're going to go put this in here. My daughter's home. I'm going to go step out and see how her day went. And we'll be back for this. You guys enjoy looking at the shop. I'll be back. Okay, so they are officially dating. So he's a good kid, though. He really is. Good head on his shoulders. You know, it is what it is. I really care less. You know, I mean, it's just like. Almost 21 years old, so it's what it is. I'm just here as moral support, you know. All right. Okay, so when you work a piece of flat steel, semi-flat steel, and you want to upset it down, you want to forge it down into a bar instead of flat steel, instead of like a strap or something like that. Basically what lower blade, this is repurposed lawnmower blade, 3/16 of an inch thick, and really good steel. I don't care what anybody says. I've made hundreds, and I mean hundreds, maybe 1,000 knives out of these damn things. Never had issues with them. So I'm going to turn the forge down a little bit. We don't need a fire-breathing dragon out here. I want to be able to stand in front of the forge right about here and do what I need to do. We've been using the big hammer. 3-pound, 3.5-pound hammer. You just want to have pump set a little bit. Get it moving. It's going to want to bend itself over. Don't let it fold over, but get a little bit, straighten it out before you put it back in, and go for it. Now this is going to be a couple heats, so yeah. Alright, so these railroad spikes on it, 7 of them, we are going to get to grinding tomorrow. We'll do a little dog's heading cold, straighten everything out, and get them going. One of the other projects I got to do is we got to turn this 1 inch by 3/8 into a door latch or a sauna. The hinges I made at the blacksmith competition got purchased, and the couple that purchased them would like a matching handle to go with it. So that's what we're going to do. Not tonight. Now when you get this thing going, it's going to heat up pretty quick. Pay attention to your forge. Upsetting this down and out. Sure you're working all sides of this evenly. Don't get caught only forging one side. Flip it over, come in, or you'll have a really wide side or a thick side and a really thin side. Pay attention. Now, we could have gotten pretty much the same knife out of a piece of that 5160 coil spring we made that out of. But you want to have different mediums, different types of knives. Same knife out of a different medium, or the same medium, different type of steel. Different configuration of the steel you start with. You know, I want to be able to show that. You know, we made 2 knives out of the 5160, and they're completely different, right? We're going to make another one out of this 1075, and it's going to be completely different. And it's starting out completely different with a different configuration of steel and a different steel. 1075 is very forgiving. It will not cause you any problems during the forging process, even repurposed. We're using a 3-pound hammer and a pair of wolf jaws. You can get away with working with a pair of flat jaws like these. These are flat jaws, but these have a small groove down the middle of them. These work good too, but they're just not as long. I'm not really a fan of them. Especially since this forge is kind of a flat fire-breathing dragon at times. it's starting to suck in right there, that's perfectly fine. It'll come out. Before we get too far into this, I'm not always good about doing this stuff, but if you like what you see, please leave a comment, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, please, so you can continue getting the notifications when I go live or upload a video. I'm terrible about asking for that type of stuff, but I would really appreciate it. I don't get paid for that YouTube channel. I have no sponsors or endorsements. All of this is myself and my wife. We pay for everything ourselves. Nobody pays for anything right now. And even my patrons, they would buy a few belts based on what they were members for, but that's about it. But I do appreciate it when I had them and when we had Patreon going. So I really would appreciate it if you do that for me. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave us a comment. Alright, we're starting to get down to the dimensions that I want, which tells me it's time to start picking which side is going to be our blade side and which side is going to be the tank. We already have a decided squeezing down, smaller on this side right there. And yes, my thumb did kind of touch it. This will be the tank side, this will be the blade side. And we're kind of leaning this way. This is really thick here. It has kind of a crease right there. I want to get that crease out, alright? But I don't want it to be on my edge. So if it decides to close up, I want it to at least be on the spine. So this side is going to be our edge side. Let's see how cool it is back here. Oh, that's pretty good. That's not bad. Not bad at all. We're going to keep the same hammer. We're going to go with I think I'm going to go with my slotted jaws here. Tighten up that joint a little bit so not so wishy-washy in there. Not bad. I don't mind them to be wishy-washy, but it'll wear again, and I'll have a little bit more dexterity with it. If they have to close, they close tight. I don't have to squeeze them as hard. I think I'm going to adjust these though. We're going to come down here. We're going to close this down just a little bit. There we go. to roll over on you. You really got to watch that. I think I'm going to use my tusk tongs for the next heat though. I need to adjust the reins on these. So we'll use the tusk tongs, knife tongs, flat bar tongs. I also kind of tighten that down too much. I don't want to wishy-washy too much that way, but I do want them to open up. So that was a little bit too tight. That's okay, they'll work their way out. I can always heat them up, quench them in oil, work it back and forth, they'll be fine. Yeah, I know, but the headset is great, but I'm going to save the headset for when I do Discord live, so that when you guys are on Discord with me, then we can just talk back and forth. It cancels everything out. I kind of made the determination that when I'm doing a live demo like this, I want everybody to kind of hear just how loud everything is. I'll try and talk to you when I'm right here rather than back there. But I see your point. I like them too. Here's another smaller hammer. Still working on this nose. We're starting to kind of fish lift. You don't want to do that. Now these are long. Really long freaking bit. Knife saw. Those slotted saws are much better for getting in here like that than the tusk tongs are. Still very good, but not as good. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to heat up my slotteds, and we're going to go quench them off in the oil. But yeah, I do understand the headset. The headset's really nice. But I'm going to save that for when we do live stuff on Discord. You don't have to heat them up very hot. You just got to get a little heat in them. And then open and close them outside oil. Helps lubricate them. Which gives them a little bit more usability. These are still kind of, that's a lot better. I can close it all the way down. We got a nice nose in there. So, and it's still really thick, guys. So we want this blade to be about 3 inches, 3.5 inches, somewhere in there. So, and yes, you're correct there, Daniel. It makes everything a little sweatier, but it does block out and kind of centralize everything. There's that noise cancellation on it for you guys, which could make your viewing experience better, but it's really freaking loud in here. And I need you to, a lot of times, you lose sight of just how loud the shop is when you got all this stuff going. And you can, I'm not going to say give yourself a false sense of freaking security when it comes to doing it, because you should have a sense that, hey, I can go out here and do that. What all the noises does, it lets you know that, hey, holy shit, there's a lot of crap going on in that shop, right? So that's basically it. The immersion effect. I'm immersing you in what I'm doing. Alright, we're going to go down, we're going to lengthen this out a little more. We need to go down just a little bit more. We're going to get out our flat jaws again. Get the big hammer out. I'll use the big guys here for one shot. Come down on this blade. It's pretty hard. It's going to change a lot. Changed quite a bit. Alright, I'm going to stick it in. We're going to go tang side now. True. It's 100 degrees right here. That'd be great if I could put the camera here, but it's 100 degrees right here. Which is why the camera is there. So, yeah, there is that. But it's a live event. It should be loud. Alright, here we go. Tusk off. We're going to go about halfway with this. it's going to be a hidden tang. So it'll be about 3/4 of the way inside the handle. I could make it a through tang and put a nut on the end of it, but that's for a whole nother freaking demo. Okay, we have our dip in our where our ricasso is going to be. Now we got to make our break where the handle is going to come up against it. Darkless too. Well, a lot of it's by eye. A different smith will tell you it's a fraction of the length of the blade. I do everything by eye. What looks good. Normally, I'm going to put a ricasso on something of about a 1/2 inch. Sometimes, depending on the blade, you'll do 3/4. I'll do 3/4 of an inch if it looks good. But everything I do, there's only the single plan is go make a knife, right? And even when I get a custom order, the custom order is I need a knife for this, and I'd like it to be a hidden tang. All right, so. At that point, I make him a hidden tang knife that'll do the job they want. And the rest is up to me. I will most likely turn down a freaking something that everything is being dictated to me. Right? Now, if it's a reproduction of a historical piece, I don't mind doing that to a certain extent. But most often than not, for me, it's all by eye. Knowing that, okay, it's a little long, I know I'm going to take some out in the grinding process. It's going to get a little bit longer as we forge it down thinner, so I'll be able to take it off to have more tang inside the handle here, you know, stuff like that. If you're putting a ricasso on a full tang knife, that has scales on it, then a lot of times your blade break and sharpening choil there, that break between, you got the ricasso, the choil, and the blade, you're about 3/16 of an inch on both of those, depending on the size of the blade. All right, that's where your finger comes down. It's about a 3/16 of an inch thick part. Then the sharpening choil, then the blade, and the rest goes up, and so you can have 3/4 of an inch up towards the center line and 3/16 down below where your fingers touch. It all comes down to the individual making the knife, right? I had a smith tell me, oh, your recostles are too long, your recostles are too long. Was he wrong? No. But was he right? Absolutely not. Was he right for the American Bladesmith Association? Absolutely. Was he right for someone like me? No. It all depends on the maker. Now, if I'm going to make something for Urbana, it's damn well going to be to freaking the industry spec, the common theme type deal. Luckily, I don't do any of that shit. It's all by eye. In here. So I bit off a little more than I could chew, I think. Said I was going to take it all the way through to handling tonight. Probably won't. We'll get it to basically where we did that one that we did on the last one. Those that were here on the last feed, this is how that one fits in the hand. Fits my big old mitt in there, nice and comfortable like. When I'm using a knife though, I'll use it like that. Still fits nice and comfortable. Same thing with this guy right here. Fits in there. I'm normally shooting for a normal knife to be about 4.5 inches on the handle side. Unless the person's hands are bigger than mine, which is not often, but it does happen. A 4.5 inch handle fits my hand really nice, and I got big old mitts on it. We're getting there. Almost time to start widening everything out. One more heat. Thank you. One more heat on the tang side, and then we're going to move on to flipping it around and really work that blade out. We're still really, really thick. We're just under a 1/4 inch. All right. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. We have our knife blank pretty well roughed out. Now we start thinning it out, making it wider and longer. It's okay if it's bigger, like tang is longer than what you wanted it. Cut it off and grind it down. Better to make it bigger than have it too small than what you need. We're going to go back to the big hammer. Good. That was good heat. Back to tang side. you missed the first part of this video, it'll be up as soon as I'm done, and you'll be able to go back and watch what we started out as and where we've come from. It's quite the transformation. Dog's head out. We're going to do a little more smithing on it. I just wanted to get it straight. Go blade side. We're going to take that banana out of it. Kind of thin down that belly just a little bit. I kind of wanted to have a good belly on it. But we also got to have a relatively good tip on it too. You got to be able to get in there in those small places. It's 103. We're going to go with the little hammer. It's not the smallest one I have, but it's close. We do not need it super hot. It's not going to hurt it, but you don't need it super hot. All right, folks, there she is in all her glory. She'll change a little bit, but this is roughly, that's probably a 4-inch blade right now. It'll lose a little bit, but in about an hour and a half, how much time, what's this at? 58 minutes. We didn't start smithing right away, so about 45 to 50 minutes from raw material, whatever that stuff is, 1075, to a knife blank. Not bad. So I'm going to stick this in here tonight. Actually, no. I'm going to stick this in the forge tonight. Let it cool down with the forge. Get a little bit of an annealing on it. Let it fully settle out. It'll help us in the quench. So that's it for the night. We're going to get these guys finished for you guys. This is a forging channel after all. So I'm mainly only going to show the forging side. Like I said, if you made it into the live stream here, make sure you give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and hit that notification bell. And those of you that have been watching, I appreciate the comments. Thank you very much. We'll get on with more of these videos. We'll do more blacksmithing videos. Well, they won't just be all bladesmithing video, live shows. We'll do some traditional blacksmithing as well. But we just been doing blades. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. I've been not doing it for a while. So I'm going to leave you with that tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. I want you to stay safe out there. Please stay safe out there. Not saying anything's going to happen, but in this current environment, you never know. So stay safe, be well, and as always, forge on.